The great tenor Caruso, in 1923 was more famous than Michael Jackson. He sold out 6 months solid at New York Grand Metropolitan Opera House. And he was in the height of his success. And he had a sore throat. And the doctor said, "I'm very sorry, but you have cancer of the throat and you have 6 months to live." So, of course, he was a bit disappointed. And so he went back to Italy and spent his last few months staying at the Grand Hotel in Sorrento, encouraging young talent. Now, that's something else he had in common with Michael Jackson. As an over-fondness for young talent. And the inevitable thing happened. Caruso fell in love with a 19-year-old girl he was teaching to sing. And he did what any normal Italian man would do in his place. He rented a fishing boat and a grand piano. He put the grand piano on the fishing boat, waited till midnight, then sailed it out opposite this girl's window, sat down and played a song for her. Now she wakes up to the sound of piano music coming from the sea, thinks strange, opens the window and looks out. Caruso sees the girl at window, can't stop himself, has to sing, and he bursts into song, and miraculously, the old voice is still there, intact. And echoing across the Bay of Sorrento, the sound of the most famous voice in the world, singing for this girl. And all the fishing boats out in the Bay of Sorrento heard it and came in with the little lights on the nets. And then the moon came out. And in the moonlight, he saw the tears in her eyes and knew that the song had got through to her. And then he fell over and collapsed and died 2 days later. Hey. Italians know a good story when they hear one, even if it isn't necessarily true. And a second great Italian singer, Lucio Dalla, was staying in Sorrento, and they put him in the Grand Hotel in Caruso's room with Caruso's piano, and he was so inspired he went down to his boat where he happened to have a 24-track recording studio, recorded it that night, put it on his new album, went straight to #1 in the Italian charts for 6 months. I heard the song, I think it's fantastic. I've done an English lyric for it. And this is Lucio Dalla's Caruso. Here where the sea shines brightly with the winds crescendo, on an old terrace looking out over the Bay of old Sorrento, a man embraced a young girl shaken with emotion, turned around and sang as though his heart was broken. Te voglio bene assai, ma tanto, tanto bene assai. E una catena mai che scioglie il sangue dentro bene assai. He saw lights out at sea, thought of the nights back in America, white foam of a boat's propeller. He stood up from the pianoforte, trying to ease his fever. But in a sudden shaft of moonlight, even death felt sweeter. Her eyes were shining, greener than the sea around him. He caught the sudden flash of tears, felt his heart was drowning. Te voglio bene, sai, he sang. Ma tanto, tanto bene, sai. E una catena ormai che scioglie il sangue in te, ve ne sai. The operatic tenor makes a false assertion with a little bit of makeup and make-believe that he's another person. But when someone with eyes so near and real observes him, your mind becomes a fog and every word deserts you. Memories mean nothing, even the nights back in America. Your life was like the foam of a boat's propeller. The ripples fade away with no regrets or rancor. And he smiled as he began the final stanza. Te voglio bene, sai, he sang. Ma tanto, tanto bene, sai. E una catena ormai che scioglie il sangue di te.